So good morning. Thank you so much for joining on the second day. This is day 2. I mentioned yesterday that it was an exercise that would be continued the next day. So a quick recap of what you saw yesterday in the video number 1. In the video number 1, you spoke about the vocabulary. That is quest for vocabulary. We have been thinking about how to increase the vocabulary store, and we came across some steps as to how to involve good vocabulary. And hope you have done that yesterday. The 5-step method that I have explained about the quest for vocabulary, I genuinely hope that you had done that exercise, because without doing that, this particular extension is not going to be helpful for you. So today is going to be step number 2, that is after quest for vocabulary. Today we are going to discuss about the next adequate step for improving your communication skills. Today, it's a trivial concept. I would like to admit to you that I have been using this when I was a youngster, because I always wanted to become a public speaker, a trainer, and a lot of public speaking skills were essential for making a good impact in front of the people. And incidentally, for the past 12 years, I'm exposed to a lot of students as an entrepreneur. And before that, from 2002 onwards, for 5 years, I was exposed to students in a particular institution. So put together in this 17 years, I have been into various public speaking platforms, and it required a lot of guts, and it also required a lot of patience to develop that skill. So today, this particular exercise I am going to give you for today's work is something to improve upon your guts, your basic level of courage, and also it has got a lot of impact towards developing your public speaking skill. Now, this is nothing but the second and predominant step for improving your communication skill, the mirror technique. We spoke about the mirror technique, speaking in front of the mirror yesterday. Towards the end of those 5 steps, I explained that you have to go and stand in front of the mirror, putting all the things into encompassing, and you have to present that in front of the mirror. So today we are going to take that thread alone, and we are going to speak a little extensive on that. It's called as the mirror conversation, right? So mirror conversation is the best way to get the executive material out of you. So when you speak in front of the mirror, you will come to know how better you have groomed so far. You will also come to know how better you have really developed your acumen, the professional acumen that you have. So what I want you to do is, I want you to have a half-size mirror, a mirror that could cover your upper body alone. So that is going to be a very important resource for you as far as this skill development is concerned. So you need to have a mirror that is half size or full size. If you are really having a mirror in your residence, I'm so happy about it. So I want you to choose a book, any form of a book, maybe a good book. I will even give you a sample of a book in this video towards the end, or in the internet, or maybe now when I'm speaking, you might be having some titles on the screen. Yeah, so you're seeing some of the books that I'm reading very profoundly. So take one particular book and read a passage of the book, some 10 lines or 20 lines of the passage, and you gather the meaning of that 20 lines. And the previous step I have told you, yesterday we spoke about, in the quest for vocabulary technique, we spoke about how to get new words and how to consult the dictionary for referring the meaning of the new words. So you have to do the same here. While you're reading the passage, you will be really having a tough time in going through a lot of new words. And whenever you get exposed to new words, make sure that you are getting the meaning from the dictionary. All right. So now you have the 10 minutes of speech material. What you are supposed to do is take that meaning, and you have to write that in a piece of paper. And then after writing it in a piece of paper, you are going to make it as a presentation in front of the mirror. So this is the outline that I have given. Now let us see step by step as what we are supposed to do. So let us see the first step of mirror conversation technique. All right, so here is the first step. As I told you, you got to take the book and you need to read the passage. Maybe the first 10 lines or 20 lines, or even if you're smart enough to grasp the first 2 pages, just go for it. Read the first 2 pages and get the meaning out of the words in which you are trying to have some awareness. That's the first step. Read on, get the new words and get the meaning. Now comes the second step. I want you to internalize the meaning that you have extracted from the 2 pages. So just tell yourself, or just have a translation within yourself. No matter how bad and worse your English is, just go for a translation. All right. So when you are having the translation, you are getting eased up. Okay. So it is just like using the weights, and after that you are relaxing the muscles, or you are just pumping the muscles so that your muscle gets more strengthened. Likewise, you read it, and then what you are supposed to do is you are just internalizing the entire memory of the passage that you have read. There comes the third step. The third step is just write down the entire meaning of the read passage in a piece of paper, or have a handy notebook or something, so exclusively for this purpose, and just write down the entire meaning of this passage that you have read. See, you have to understand the cycle. When you're reading, you get the meaning. When you're internalizing, you're getting affirmed with that meaning. And when you're writing, you convert the meaning into a presentable form. All right. So that's the real formula that is working out here. Reading, internalizing, and writing the meaning. Now comes the last step, the final step. So now you can even carry the piece of paper and stand in front of the mirror and just make a presentation of it. Just make the presentation of what you have written in the piece of paper, and make it as an executive presentation. No matter how words or how bad your presentation style is going to be, don't worry about that, because we are going to do this at least for the next 20 days or 25 days. And you are certainly going to have a very good kind of a rhythm and a frequency in doing this. Right? So stand in front of the mirror, straight like a soldier, and just speak in front of the mirror, look into your eyes and make the presentation. So this will take almost about 5 to 10 minutes for making the presentation. Better yet, just video record, or just record your voice while you're making the presentation. That's even more important, because that will be giving you a bit of a competitive edge. You will come to a reassurance of your own presentation skill by doing this. Right? So when you are making this particular workout every single day for the next 20-25 days, your spoken communication, your vocabulary strength, and your presentation skill, these 3 things are completely getting enriched. Okay. To make the long story short, let's have a quick recap of the steps, shall we? Step number 1, read the passage, at least 1 page or 2 pages, or for your convenience, maybe 10 or 20 lines. Step number 2, internalize the meaning that you have read in your mind. Step number 3, take a piece of paper and start writing the meaning of it, and make sure that you are writing the meaning without any hesitation. Don't worry, don't shy away, and most importantly, don't hesitate. Right? So, and the last step is, after you have written down in the piece of paper, just take the meaning, carry the meaning, go stand in front of the mirror and make a presentation. Record your voice, or if you have your phone, set up a phone and make a video record so that you can assess your own performance. That's very important. Right? So if you do this particular formula of mirror conversation for the next 20-25 days, then your communication is definitely going to scale up. I promise, because I'm very confident about this because of one simple reason. I have been developing my communication only through this method. So, yesterday we spoke about vocabulary quest. Today we spoke about mirror conversation technique. So why don't you do these 2 things on a regular basis? And tomorrow I'll come back again with the 3rd step. So I'll be stopping with the 3rd step or 4th step, and after that you can take these 4 steps as package and you can start doing your workout at least for the next 20-25 days. And you have to give me the feedback whether it has worked up really well or not. All right. So make no mistake about it. Don't take any further time. Just start doing mirror conversation technique today, and tomorrow I will meet you. Thank you so much.